Hi everyone. Just gonna do what will hopefully be my final video update on the uh storm for tomorrow night for the Mid-Atlantic and the I-95 corridor. Um so there's still, a decent amount of model disagreement. Um So it's still hard to pinpoint exactly how much snow everybody's going to get, but I do have a forecast ready to present to you anyway. It's mainly based on the GFS because the GFS's solution makes the most sense to me, just based on what's going on. It's the snowier solution compared to the other two models, the NAM and the Euro. Um, so I see this storm being stronger than the other two models are predicting, just because if you look at, for example, this 500 millibar vorticity map, you'll see the strength that comes together at the very end. So let's go through it one more time. So again, you have these two features. This strung out piece of vorticity. This is your cold front. Um, I noticed that something I didn't notice before. Cold front's not as strong as I thought. I thought the air mass behind it would be extremely cold. It's not. So that means there may be some warm air pulling in at the coast, depending on where the storm goes. And that could create some issues with sleet and freezing rain at the coast. Inland, I think you're all snow, but at the immediate coast, there may be some issues with freezing rain and sleet. You might get a coating of ice mixed in with an inch or two of sleet at the coast, such as potentially on Long Island or Cape Cod or coastal New Jersey. In these areas, you may get, uh, that coating of ice or an inch or two of sleet mixed in with that snow, or you may mix with rain. So just keep that in mind as I go through this. So anyway, here's the cold front. It's still a cold front, so you're going to get cold air behind it nonetheless. And the GFS does still think, it might take a little extra time than I thought, but by the evening tomorrow, we will be enshrouded in cold air, and then everybody will be snow by tomorrow evening. During the afternoon you may mix, but by the evening we should all be snow. And I think everyone's going to get at least a period of about 6 to 8 hours of decent, moderate to heavy snow. So it's going to be a small window, but I think everybody gets a pretty decent amount of time to have that heavy snow. So let's go forward here. So there goes the cold front. That's going to pass through. And then you have the piece of shortwave energy that's going to create the storm after the front moves through. And notice already that you have deeper shades of purple. So the shortwave trough is pretty strong to begin with, and it stays that way. Um, and let me see here. And if you look at this, it's negatively tilted. Well, at least the front part of it is negatively tilted. The foundation is not, but it's not positively tilted. It's more like neutrally tilted, and neutral is usually okay. But the part of the trough that creates the storm, if you look at all these deep colors, this is a very strong piece of energy here. It's just been getting stronger and stronger all week. So this is a pretty strong piece of energy, and it's negatively tilted. So this is pretty good if you want the snowstorm. Um, then if you so that's not different. The placement is still the same. This is about where it is. And if you go to the south, that's usually where the storm forms. So it'll be off the coast to the south. Then if you go to the jet stream, I'm just going to quickly go there. Alright, Sunday evening, because that's where that storm is going to be closest and strongest. And that jet streak is still there in the left exit region. So you have strong upper level divergence. That hasn't changed. So the GFS has been very consistent. That's what I've noticed. And then in the dynamics again, you want to look at upward motion. You could see on Sunday morning that you have an area of strong upward motion developing over West Virginia and Pennsylvania. And what's going to happen is it's going to move east throughout the day into Sunday afternoon. And then by Sunday evening, it's moving through southern New England and going up to Boston and New York City and Long Island. It's moved through the Mid-Atlantic. So you know you're going to be getting heavy snow then as well. One thing I'm concerned about is these dew points, but the dew points are colder. This time around. So yeah, you see these warmer dew points are getting closer to the area here, which is right along the coast. I'm concerned about the mixing, but if you go ahead into Sunday evening, you see now that the dew points are lower. They're in the mid to upper 20s, which is more of an ideal dew point for snow. And then it goes away. So late at night before the snow ends, you'll have a window where you can get heavier snow. And now I'm going to show the surface map. That's the cold front. And then here you go. Here's our storm starting at 1,000 millibars. Keep that in mind. And you see the snow starting to the north because we did just get an injection of cold air. And then it quickly intensifies. Then it goes to 996. So it is intensifying pretty rapidly. Then it goes to 993. And then you can see that the snow to the left of it is pretty strong and pretty heavy. And then 990. So it is rapidly intensifying, and when you have a area of low pressure that's rapidly intensifying, that's when you're going to get your heaviest precipitation on the northwest side. So that makes sense to me that it's rapidly intensifying. It's not a bomb cyclone. It didn't rapidly intensify that quick, but it still dropped 10 millibars in just several hours, which is pretty strong. And then it drops to 985. So eventually it might get classified as a bomb cyclone, but not for a while, but it did drop quite a bit, about 10 to 15 millibars. Okay. So here we go. I think this is a pretty good forecast for now. I don't want to overdo it because the European model and the NAM are not as vigorous with the storm as the GFS, but I don't agree with those two models. I think they're being a little too gentle with it. So I'm gonna go with this. This is kind of what I've been sticking with all week, actually, and the signal seems to persist. So, put really simply, this is a very simple forecast, actually, because the accumulations are pretty much the same widespread. We're gonna go with a general 4 to 8 inches from the Mid-Atlantic, so that would include probably starting with Washington D.C. and Baltimore, Maryland, parts of Delaware, inland Delaware, going towards east and central Pennsylvania, including Philadelphia, Trenton, New Jersey, inland New Jersey, and away from the coast in New Jersey. Unfortunately, I don't think coastal New Jersey comes out well on this because of the warm air, but I do think that they can at least get a couple of inches. And then the 4 to 8 is going to include New York City and western and central Long Island up till, I would say, William Floyd Parkway, and then when you get east of William Floyd, it's 2 to 4 plus sleet and freezing rain. So it would be 2 to 4 plus maybe an inch or two of sleet, but I'll keep an eye on that. But west of William Floyd, I would say 4 to 8. Then going up to the Catskills to Albany, 4 to 8. Connecticut, including Hartford, 4 to 8. Cape Cod is going to be 2 to 4 because it's going to mix with rain and some ice. Boston is going to be 4 to 8. Most of Massachusetts is going to be 4 to 8. And then going up to the Gulf of Maine is 4 to 8. And then behind that, it's not going to reach that far inland, but again, 2 to 4 makes sense to me for central Pennsylvania, the western Adirondacks, and then coastal areas again 2 to 4 plus some sleet and freezing rain, which could create some ice. So that is my current forecast, and we'll see if that changes or if it stays the same. If it changes, I will post another video, but for right now, I am going with this is for Sunday. My forecast confidence in this current forecast is moderate, and it's mainly based on the GFS, because that's kind of the solution I'm agreeing with. And I'm kind of, I hate to say, I'm kind of ignoring the other two models, which is not good practice, but I their solutions just don't make sense to me right now. So I'm going with this for now. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.